Hello everyone, this is Lais from Be Happy Now, and today I would like to record this little video to talk about what negative thinking does to our brain. And of course, as a meditation teacher and energy therapist, I always knew negative thinking is not good for us, but once I really digged into the research about it and what it actually does to our brain, it blew my mind. So I really just want to quickly share the findings of this research with you and hopefully animate you to pay more attention to what kind of thoughts you have in your everyday life. So what happens when we have a thought in our brain? There's a collection of synapses, and one synapse will then take that thought, the electrical charge of that thought, and will build a bridge to another synapse. And the more frequently you have that thought, what will happen is that the bridge between those synapses will grow shorter, so that the distance will be less for the thought to travel, meaning that once you have a thought, you will be thinking it again and again and again. So that's bad news for negative thoughts, because once the thought is there, once the basis is there and the bridge has been built and the distance is short, that thought will get triggered so easily and will trigger other negative thoughts. So just be very mindful of the kind of negative thoughts you're holding on to, and if they really serve you, and is it even real, right? Sometimes we think, oh, I'm not good enough, or whatever you're holding on to, what kind of thoughts. But the more you hold on to that thought, the more easier it will get triggered again and again and again. So we'll just share with you a picture here to show you what I mean. So this here is a synapse, and here's another synapse, here's another synapse, and those are here the pathways or the bridges. And so with each negative thought that you have, this distance will become shorter and shorter, so that this negative thought will get triggered easier. Okay. The second thing that I wanted to share with you is that science also says you are who you hang out with. And I'm sure you heard that many times, that you are like your 5 best friends, or I don't know the number, but just be aware with whom you hang out on a daily basis, because if you have people, let's say they are constantly complaining just for the sake of complaining, what happens to your own brain is that when you listen to that, is that the synapses in your brain will be triggered, and basically the memories in your brain will go to the same situation as the person that is complaining about. For example, let's say the person is angry. So your brain will have a memory of when you were angry, and that synapse will get triggered. And this happens automatically because we are empathetic people, and we just want to understand how the person opposite us is feeling, and it just happens naturally. So just be aware what happens to your own brain when you're surrounded by negative people. And I'm not saying, never listen to anyone who has problems, but there's a difference between someone who has a problem, wants to talk about it, and someone who's just complaining for the sake of complaining. Okay, so just be aware in your daily lives, so you know what happens to your own brain when you're just listening to angry people or people that are complaining. And the third thing that I wanted to share is that stress and negative thinking is really bad on your body as well. So what happens with negative thinking is that the cortisol levels in your body will rise. And science says that once that happens, it's really bad for immune system. So, you can get sick much easier. What also happens is your blood pressure goes up, the risk of heart disease is there, diabetes, and the list goes on and on and on. So, positive thinking is actually also healthy for you. Okay, so why am I sharing all of this? Because, of course, there are tools for us to use on a daily basis that help us with this positive thinking and letting go of worries, fears, any negative emotions. And I created a 12-week online mindfulness program just for that, actually, and I will just share the slide here so you know what I'm talking about. If I find it. Here. So in these 12 weeks, you will learn a lot of mindfulness techniques, actually. So not just mindfulness techniques, but you will learn about the benefits. You will receive 2 to 3 times per week emails, and some of them will have recorded meditations, and you have them for your morning routine, for example, before you go to work, and you also learn how to cope with stress, anger, tiredness, or any negative emotions at work. You can implement mindfulness techniques at work. So these are easy to implement tools that I will be sharing that anyone can implement at work. And after work, there's also guided meditation to help you unwind. There's guided meditations to help you sleep better. And there's a lot of stuff that I'll be sharing those 12 weeks. So it's a really intensive 12-week program, but it just comes to your email inbox. And for you, it's easy to implement. It's nothing that takes like hours and hours of practice. Sometimes it's just a 1-minute meditation or a 1-minute exercise. Anyone, really anyone has the time to do it, whether you're bombarded with work or not. And I will share the link to this mindfulness program below. If you have any questions about it, of course, you can send me an email or call me. It starts on April 4th, by the way, on a Monday. So I think you have, 2 weeks left to sign up. And voila, I hope this little video animated you to think about your thoughts, whether you register for my program or not. And that's it from me. So I shall leave you now. Lots of love. Bye bye.